Hey there! This is one of the smartwatches I was eagerly expecting, and it has finally arrived, coming from a Chinese company called Mobvoi at a very reasonable price, running Android wearOS 2.0, and it's called the TicWatch S2, and it's good, but in my opinion, not good enough. We're starting with a short flashback. So far the most premium TicWatch ever released is the Pro, something we have carefully inspected here. You can check the video from last summer. And while it has very good features, including NFC, wearOS support, the dual screen technology which made TicWatch so popular and had a lot of supporters, there were many people that didn't enjoy the poor efficiency of the Essential mode, the underperforming CPU, the lack of true water resistance which would allow swimming, and possibly the design. Obviously now we have high expectations from the new TicWatch generations, because last year they managed to set the bar high, offering, I would say, capable devices at very reasonable prices, and besides the Pro, none of their other smartwatches is exceeding the budgets of $200. Everything I'll say here is based on a week of testing the S2, and I managed to go through most of the features that a regular user would go for. We're starting with the unboxing, and Mobvoi did brilliant. A nice package with information about its content visible even on the box itself. Taking the S2 out reveals at the first sight a good-looking design, and our hope is to get an outstanding for its price tag smartwatch. It is not too big, neither is too small. You can immediately feel that it is very lightweight, because of the plastic build apparently, and the more you explore, the more it feels like one of these affordable attempts of a small company to impress the world but doesn't quite make it right. At the price of $180, you will get a nice AMOLED display with excellent visibility even under direct sunlight, an excellent quick-release strap, and so far this is the component that I like the most about the S2, which is a little sad. It's powered by a quad-core CPU designed back in 2016, and no, this time I'm not going to criticize Mobvoi for taking this decision, because this year we've seen other smartwatch models which take the same approach. If we take the Amazfit Verge, well, they use the same processor that was integrated in the Pace, again back in 2016. We've seen the Huawei Watch 2 that got released a few months ago. It also uses the Snapdragon 2100, which is very close to the performance of the regular Snapdragon 400 used in the smartphones. To the rest of the tech specs, of course, a lot of sensors, Bluetooth, 512 MB RAM, which sounds like not enough, but most of the time it works fine, and all that is being driven by wearOS 2.0, which is a nice refreshment of the Google's operating system. At least now the swiping actions make better sense. Google Maps, Strava and all the other Google Play Store apps, Calendar Sync, Contact Sync, the ability to type, although a bit inconvenient, and the option to connect to various Bluetooth devices, and it is dust, shock and waterproof and suitable for swimming. This is at least the good part. Now, I'm taking a deep breath, because here's what's following. Battery life, bad. Probably not that bad when compared with other wearOS devices, but overall you can count on up to a day with everything on, including the always on screen at just medium brightness. 2 days is possible if you stay in airplane mode. Performance is exactly as sluggish as with the TicWatch Pro because of the processor. One way to slightly improve that is to decrease the animation level, and if you're wondering how to do that, maybe we can carry on with the conversation in the comments just below the video. The build quality with a lot of remarks, and yeah, the S2 marketing campaign refers to US military-grade durability, and for most of the people, the cheap-feeling plastic doesn't really count as too durable. Sure, it makes the watch lightweight, but I can't quite see this watch being truly durable. You won't find NFC, therefore no Google Pay. The display, 400 by 400 pixels, good resolution, but there's something not quite right about it. It's just nothing too great, and although visibility is not an issue, it certainly cannot compete with some of its more popular competitors. My worst finding out of this is the inability to make any phone calls because it has no speaker. Looks like in order to get the water resistance act properly, Mobvoi have sacrificed the speaker in favor of swimming capability. Google Assistant works though, because you at least have a good working microphone. If I may share a little bit more of real-life experience, I'll go back to the most important bit, the battery life. And as already mentioned, not even close to 2 days, with always on display and brightness at level 3. In my opinion, it is close to disastrous for a 415 mAh battery. With Wi-Fi on and message sync and heart rate measuring, it will hardly last through the day, which is sort of half of the time promised by Mobvoi. If the screen is not always on, then the situation gets better and you may have close to a 2-day running cycle. But as comparison, the Amazfit Verge, sure it doesn't use the Google Wear OS, but with always on display and all the functions available, even with some sports that you might perform during this time, it may last between 3 and 4 days easily. The design is also something that I'd criticize. A few weeks ago, we've had a lot of negative comments about the design of the Amazfit Verge, and I've seen comments about the Verge being too plastic, about the Verge looking like a kid's toy, or looking like a $10 cheap smartwatch gimmick. And now, just look at them side by side. The S2 in reality looks to be made out of much cheaper materials, and only the carbon fiber texture on the top gives the feeling of something not too bad, but it is of course not genuine carbon fiber. Everything about the S2 is plastic, and to say a good thing about that, it is at least very lightweight. Few words about the software, and we're switching back to the good things. We already mentioned it's waterproof, so there is separate swimming modes. You may also notice nice enhancements of the Tic software ecosystem, Tic Health, Tic Exercise, Tic Pulse, and the Mobvoi app. They are getting better and better, and it's nice to see Mobvoi being active on the software side. And at the end, if you're looking for alternatives, Samsung Gear Sport with NFC chip, barometer, and most of the features of the TicWatch S, with the remark it's running a different operating system, it is just a bit more expensive. Huawei Watch 2 is another good alternative, although now it's trending at $5,200 more than the price of the S2, but keep in mind it costs significantly less right now compared to the price when it was launched. And it has NFC, it has the full Wear OS implementation, including phone calls. It has some sort of water resistance, however, Huawei do not recommend using the smartwatch when swimming. So that would be the main disadvantage compared to the S2. Or, as we mentioned it a few times already, the Amazfit Verge, which covers most of the features except the swimming capability at a lower price, and you don't have Wear OS, unfortunately. Right now, the Verge can be bought at super discounts at about $140. At the end, to sum it up, I'm a little disappointed in the shortcomings I've seen with the S2 and the E2, because like we said, both smartwatches are quite similar to each other, probably considering the price tag, because if the price was a little bit lower, maybe these were going to be the perfect Wear OS budget smartwatches. So hit or miss, you can tell me in the comments below, and any kind of opinions are welcome. Other than that, tell me how you feel so far about this video. I'd love to see you subscribed so that you can get all the awesome new things we're preparing for you. And it's been a great pleasure to have you here. My name is Michael. Looking forward to see you soon. Have a great day. Cheers.